All right, let's. वो कट जाएगा, छोड़ दें इसको. It's fine. Don't worry. Yasin is quite intelligent in that. जिस जोक में यासीन का नाम आता है वो जोक भी काट देता है. He is doing all the editing. So जहाँ पे इसका अपना नाम कुछ चीज़ें आती हैं वो काट देते हैं. Okay guys, we start with IELTS reading, and this is academic IELTS reading, and academic IELTS reading is a monster. Ooh. Okay, so when we know IELTS reading, academic reading is a monster, so then we need to make a strategy how to deal with this monster. Okay, so don't be afraid. Step by step, gradually, you are gonna be fine. There are three parts of this monster. Part one is the baby monster. It will not be that difficult, so you can find your way out. Part two is monster's wife. Okay, so monster is monster, but monster's wife is also going to be a monstrous, so that can be a little difficult. And part three is the big monster or rakshas or whatever you want to say. But still, practice. Through practice, you can beat this monster. If something is difficult at first, do it again and again and again. And God Almighty has given us one ability. We perform several things in our life on autopilot. What is autopilot? When you drive the car, when you learn to drive the car first time, you are observing each and everything, the gear, the clutch, if it is a shift car and all that, stick shift car. And once you learn driving, then you are going on very comfortably, you are enjoying music and your hands are moving on autopilot. In the same way, have you noticed the ladies, they are working in the kitchen, at the same time they are talking. All right, horsuna ki hal, something like that, and they're doing it all perfectly. So these things are on autopilot, right? So this is something very great. According to psychologists and experts, they say if God has not granted us this ability of doing things on autopilot, we would be confused every day how to do this and that. And this autopilot comes when you repeatedly do the things. When you repeatedly drive the car, when you repeatedly cook, then things go on autopilot. So once you practice IELTS reading, it will be on autopilot. You'll be enjoying, oh, academic reading, no problem. All right, true. Second, false, and all that, okay? So practice can beat this monster, right? Now let's start reading passage 1. The concept of intelligence. What does it mean? What is intelligence? What is the definition of intelligence? Who are intelligent people and who are unintelligent people? How can we define stupid people? How can we define intelligent people? What is the concept? What makes people intelligent? Are they born with intelligence or they can learn to be intelligent? So we will come across all these things. And in IELTS reading, we always come up with topics like this. Sometimes they will talk to you about chimpanzees, about robots, about driverless cars and things like that. Okay, so never expect thirsty crow or greedy dog in academic IELTS reading. Topics are going to be on science, research and all that. Okay, concept of intelligence, and you can see the paragraphs are labeled as A, B, C, D. After reading the title and within few seconds you can make up your mind what you're going to read ahead. Now you will come to questions. Questions 1 to 3. Now, it is not necessary that you have to follow the same order. When you solve the questions, it's not necessary that first you will solve 1 to 3, then 4, 5, 6. No. Mainly, there are two types of questions in IELTS reading, academic or general training. Type 1 is what I call type A questions, where questions and the answers in the passage, they are in order. In order means when you find one answer, you read on and on and on, you will find second answer. Then you read on and on and on, you will find third answer, okay? And then we have type B. Type B is where questions and answers are not in order. They are scattered. They are in random order or they are scattered in different parts of the passage. So whenever you start your IELTS reading, try to start with the type of questions which are easiest for you. And such questions are sentence completion, summary completion, flowchart completion, any completion type of questions you can do. They're going to be easy for you. After that, you can see in the end, you will do the questions which are type B. Now, let me tell you, in IELTS reading, there are only two type B questions. Number one, list of headings. Number two, which paragraph contains the following information? List of headings and which paragraph contains the following information. They are type B. And then there is another one, matching. We do have matching type of questions, okay? So, when we have matching type of questions, yeah, it's not Naswar, it's only hoistic, but I use the style of Naswar. Before reading, it's important to have one here, solve a test and throw it out, then have another one, okay? All right. So, yeah, I was telling you type A and type B. Number one, list of headings. Number two, which paragraph contains the following information? And the third one is not type B. It sounds like type B. It is called matching, where you have to match the names with the list, with options. For example, there is a list of scientists, list of researchers, and then there are questions. In this question type, questions are not in order, but the list of scientists, that is in order. Okay, so as we practice, we have all these questions here. We'll find them. Now, can you take a look? Questions 1 to 3. Which section contains the following information? How many questions? And for these 3 questions, you have to use. Now, there are 3 type of readings. 2 are reading types and 1 is only searching. Number 1, scanning. Scanning is looking for some specific information in the passage. When you scan, you don't read. You only look. You only search. For example, please come to the title page. Title page. The concept of intelligence. I want you to look for the word not well understood phenomenon. Not well understood phenomenon. Title page. Not well understood phenomenon. Search, search, scan, scan. Not well understood phenomenon. Now don't read, only scan. Paragraph C, second last line. So what it is, we call it scanning. Let's scan another word. Okay, same page, and I want you to scan the word implicit theories. Implicit theories. Yeah, it's there. And you may find it in another line as well. Okay, so this is what we call scanning. After reading the question, you find a clue word. And then you scan that clue word in the passage. Your first target is to reach the right part of the passage that contains answer. And second target is to read that part and find the answer. So by the way, for questions 1 to 3, there are only 3 questions. But these 3 questions will take a tour of all the passage. That may take more time. So it's a good idea to start from questions 4 to 6. Now, what is question type? Yes, no. And one common mistake that students do when it comes to yes, no, not given. For true, false, they write yes, no. But most commonly for yes, no, they write true, false. Okay, so in such type of cases, your answers may be wrong. If for yes, no, you write true, false, because the computer system or the markers are those gentlemen who check your reading, okay, and listening. So they only know true, false. If you write yes, no, they will cross your answer. So you have to be careful with that as well. Now, let's try to solve it. Yes, no, not given. It's type A questions. Questions and answers are in order. Question number 4. Slow language development in children is likely to prove disappointing to their parents. Now listen. Slow language development in children and disappointing to their parents. If slow language development is disappointing for their parents, answer is yes. If it is not disappointing, parents are okay with that. You know, some children, they start talking later, like after 6-7 years of their age. If it is not disappointing, if it is normal, then the answer is false. Sorry, or no. And if they don't tell us whether it is disappointing or it is good, then the answer is not given. Now look for the word slow language development. Slow language development. All right, paragraph B for boy. And please come to third line. Okay, we've got this third line of paragraph B. It is useful to learn about people's implicit theories. For example, parents' implicit theories of their children's language development will determine at what ages they will be willing to make various corrections in their children's speech. Now, have they mentioned that parents are disappointed or they are not? More generally, parents' implicit theories of intelligence will determine at what ages they believe their children are ready to perform various cognitive tasks and all that. What's the question? Slow language development in children is likely to prove disappointing to their parents. There is no mention of disappointing or good. That is why the answer is not given. Question number 5. People's expectations of what children should gain from education are universal. Look here. Whatever we expect from education for children, that is universal. Universal mean in every country of the world, parents expect that after getting education, our children will get a job, they will get money, they will be able to earn money and all that. If all the people of the world think in the same way, it's universal. If in some countries, people give education for one purpose, in other countries, they have another purpose, in other countries, they have another purpose, their expectations are different or variety of expectations, then this is going to be no. And if they don't tell us whether expectations are universal or specific, then the answer is not given. Okay, you need to understand. This is academic reading. Now let's go back. Expectations, education, universal. Expectations, paragraph E, well done. And you know how do you reach there? Through scanning. If you are good at scanning, you will reach there easily. Now, they say in the third line, okay, I'm reading it from second line. Paragraph E, second line after full stop. As mentioned earlier, people have expectations for intellectual performance that differ for children of different ages. How these expectations differ in part a function of culture. Now expectations differ and they depend on function of culture. So it means people's expectations are not universal, they are different and they differ or they vary from culture to culture. That is why, what is going to be the answer? No. People's expectation of what children should gain from education are universal. No. People's expectations vary from culture to culture or they are different as per the culture. So question number 5, answer is no. Question number 6, scholars. Clue word is scholars. Scholars may discuss theories without fully understanding each other. Now underline without fully understanding and each other. Each other means one another. Scholars may discuss theories without fully understanding each other. Now scholars will discuss the theories and even if they don't understand each other, they will still discuss the theories. Now the clue word here is scholars. Well done. Paragraph J, last 3 lines. And see that now those who said J, it means that gentleman is very good at scanning. So when you scan, you don't read. When you scan, you are only searching the word scholar, 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 and every question in IELTS reading will give you a clue. Okay, until scholars are able to discuss their implicit theories and thus their assumptions, they are likely to miss the point of what others are saying when discussing their explicit theories and their data. Now, scholars may discuss theories without fully understanding each other. What do they say? Until scholars are able to discuss their implicit theories and thus their assumptions, they are likely to miss the point of what others are saying. They are likely to miss the point what others are saying means without fully understanding each other. So the answer is yes. You know, this test has started in a confusing way. Otherwise, in academic IELTS reading part 1, alright, in academic reading part 1, two type of questions are extremely important. It usually starts with completion. And completion questions are very easy, you can do them. Second one is true, false, not given. So usually there are 5 to 6 completion type of questions and 5 to 6 true, false, not given, and you can easily find your way. But over here, we've got yes, no, not given, and the passage is a bit confusing. Anyways, yes. All right, now we try to solve questions 7 to 13. We call it matching. Usually we get matching in part 3 of academic reading. But when your day is bad and you are unlucky, so you can see this in part 1 as well, right? Now, you can see there are questions. Questions are more, and the list of theories, they are fewer than the questions. How many questions do we have? 7 questions. And how many theories? 3. In this case, it's a good idea to do it according to the theories. Now, I want you to underline Hamiltonian. Hamiltonian. Where is it? Paragraph G, first line. Okay? So it means few answers are going to be in this paragraph, Hamiltonian. Underline it. Wherever you find Hamiltonian, underline that. It's paragraph G. Next, I want you to underline Jeffersonian, paragraph H, and then Jacksonian. It's the second part of paragraph H. Now, what does it mean? Only 3 paragraphs and how many questions? Isn't it good? Like if you do it all in 7-8 minutes, that's perfectly fine, right? So this is what we call locating the right place in the passage where there is the answer. Sometimes students ask me the question, we can't manage our time in reading. We take 2 hours, or I spend 1 hour on one passage, I need 2 more hours. That is not possible, okay? So you need to manage your time. What are the time wasters in IELTS reading? When you read extra. When you are in the wrong part of the passage. For example, you go to buy a book and you are in a vegetable shop. And you say, किताबें नजर नहीं आ रही, हर जगह आलू टमाटर टिंडे पड़े हुए, पता नहीं क्या मसला है. So it means you are at the wrong place. When you are at the right place, you will find the answer. Okay? Now, let's see. We go back and we look for Hamiltonian. Now, I give you some time to skim read paragraph G. Okay, let's do this together. I'm reading paragraph G. Please follow me. And in actual exam, you will read it in your heart. Lip reading is not allowed at all. Invigilators will come and stop you, okay? If you're reading like this, they will not allow you for that, okay? They'll say, shh. And how to read? Understand? So whenever you read, your mouth should be tightly shut. Exactly, shut your mouth. All right, let's start. Hamiltonian view. Now, what you're going to do when you read, you should develop a habit that you need to underline important points. Now, let's see what are the important points here. Hamiltonian view, which is similar to Platonic view, is that people are born with different levels of intelligence. Underline that. People are born with different levels of intelligence, and that those who are less intelligent need the good offices of the more intelligent to keep them in line. Okay, less intelligent people can go to the offices of more intelligent people to keep them in line, whether they are called government officials or, in Plato's term, philosopher kings. Okay, and then they talk about Murray and all that. Got it? Now they're changing the topic. When they change the topic, you stop reading. Now we go back to the questions. Now, when you read the questions, read them very carefully. Why carefully? Because other questions you have to match with other names as well. So don't just read them casually and underline the words. Question number 7. It is desirable for the same possibilities to be open to everyone. Underline desirable possibilities open to everyone, because this option will go somewhere. Question number 8. No section of society, underline section, no section of society should have preferential treatment at the expense of another. No section of society, preferential treatment, expense of another. Would it go with that? No. Question number 9. People should only gain benefits on the basis of what they actually achieve. So people gain benefits on the basis they achieve. No. Question number 10. Variation in intelligence begins at birth. Now let's go back. The Hamiltonian view, which is similar to Platonic view, is that people are born with different levels of intelligence. And what's the question? Variation in intelligence begins at birth. So question number 10, answer is A. Now don't write Hamiltonian by mistake. Your answer will be wrong. Some people are extra careful. A. Hamiltonian. They will write that on the answer sheet. Don't do it, okay? And one more thing you have to do. Now cross question number 10 from the list. You will not read it second time. For time management, this is very important. Otherwise, you will reread the questions which you have done. Okay, so number 10, where they have written number 10, just cross it. It means it's now out of options. Question number 11, the more intelligent people should be in positions of power. Why not? More intelligent people should be in positions of power. Come back. They say different levels of intelligence, and those who are less intelligent need the good offices of the more intelligent to keep them in line, whether they are called government officials or, in Plato's term, now government officials, we call them people in power. Absolutely. So question number 11, more intelligent people should be in positions of power. And for positions of power, they use the word government officials. Now, please cross question number 11 as well. How many questions have we answered? 12. Everyone can develop the same abilities. Underline everyone develop same abilities. Question number 13. People of low intelligence are likely to lead uncontrolled lives. Now, just underline low intelligence, lead uncontrolled lives. So, how many questions have we answered? 2, 10 and 11. Will we read them again? No. Now, please come to Jeffersonian. Jeffersonian. Okay, now we just go through paragraph H. Jeffersonian view is that people should have equal opportunities. Underline equal opportunities. But they do not necessarily avail themselves equally of these opportunities and are not necessarily equally rewarded for their accomplishments. People are rewarded for what they accomplish if given equal opportunity. Focus this thing. Does it ring a bell? Question number 9. People should only gain benefits on the basis of what they actually achieve. Now, what is written here? Yeah, exactly. People are rewarded for what they accomplish if given equal opportunity. People are rewarded for what they accomplish, and people should only gain benefits on the basis of what they actually achieve. What they achieve means what they accomplish. So for question number 9, answer is B. And you will cross number 9 also. Cross number 9 as well. Let's read on. Paragraph H, fourth line. Low achievers are not rewarded to the same extent as high achievers. Now, once again, in the Jeffersonian view, the goal of education is not to favor or foster an elite. Elite means rich class of the society, right? The goal of education is not favor or foster an elite as in the Hamiltonian tradition, but rather to allow children the opportunities to make full use of the skills they have. Now focus this thing. Goal of education is not to favor or foster an elite, but rather to allow children the opportunities to make full use of the skills they have. It's question number 8. No section of society should have preferential treatment. No. Come on. Go through the questions. 12 is everyone can develop the same abilities. No. Absolutely. Question number 7. It is desirable for the same possibilities, underline same possibilities, to be open to everyone. Now please come back. In Jeffersonian view, the goal of education is not to favor or foster an elite. Not to favor or foster, it means there should be same possibilities to be open to everyone. When they say not to favor or foster an elite, it means everyone. When you say education should not favor the rich people, it means it should favor everyone. Okay, and then they say, it is desirable for the same possibilities to be open for everyone. And what are the possibilities? For that they use the word opportunities, right? Possibilities and opportunities. So question number 7, answer is B. Now please cross question number 7 as well. How many questions have we answered? 4. And how many questions are left?
3.
All right, let's go on. Okay, now we are going to go on, and next we've got Jacksonian. The very next one, okay? The Jacksonian view is that all people are equal, not only as human beings, but in terms of their competencies. Means you cannot say this person is intelligent, this person is unintelligent. All people are equal. That one person would serve as well as another in government or on jury or in almost any position of responsibility. In this view of democracy, people are essentially intersubstitutable except for specialized skills, all of which can be learned. Anyone can learn anything. In this view, we do not need or want any institutions that might lead to favoring one group over another. Now please come back. We are left with question number 8. No section of society should have preferential treatment at the expense of another. And what have they used for that? Yeah, in this view of democracy, people are essentially intersubstitutable except for specialized skills, all of which can be learned. In this view, we do not need to want any institutions that might lead to favoring one group over another. So question number 8, answer is C. Now what are we left with? 12 and 13. Question number 12. Everyone can develop the same abilities. Exactly. Why? Where have they written? Everyone can develop the same abilities. All of which can be learned. Specialized skills. Otherwise they say all of which. All of which means all the skills can be learned. So that is question number 12. Everyone can develop the same abilities. Answer is C. Cross it as well. Now what are we left with? People of low intelligence are likely to lead uncontrolled lives. Now I think we missed it somewhere. So for this we'll have to go back to Hamiltonian. Let's go back to Hamiltonian. Paragraph G. Okay, paragraph G, and we've got the last two lines. Last two lines. People who cannot take care of themselves, left to themselves, the unintelligent would create, as they always have created, a kind of chaos. People who cannot take care of themselves. What is that? People of low intelligence are likely to lead uncontrolled lives. Now, what is for uncontrolled life? Exactly. Left to themselves, the unintelligent would create, as they always have created, a kind of chaos. So, kind of chaos is that they would lead an uncontrolled life. Question number 13, answer is A. Sometimes if you miss any question, you will have to go back. But don't answer blindly. Right? Okay. Now we come back to first three questions because we are quite familiar with the passage. We know about this monster, how to see, and we have been through many paragraphs. So let's see. Okay, the best way to deal with the type of questions which is called which paragraph contains the following information is through scanning. Now I tell you what to scan and how to scan. Question number 1. Information about how non-scientists' assumptions, underline non-scientists. Information about non-scientists' assumptions about intelligence influence their behavior towards others. Now, non-scientists. Non-scientists are sometimes the people who are not scientists. Go back and see where do they talk about it. I give you three paragraphs, A, B, C. Scan. Information about how non-scientists' assumption is what they believe, what they assume about intelligence, influence their behavior towards others. B. Why B? Okay, we've which line? All right, paragraph B, let's read from the beginning. First, implicit theories of intelligence drive the way in which people perceive and evaluate their own intelligence and that of others. To better understand the judgments people make about their own and others' abilities, it is useful to learn about people's implicit theories. For example, parents' implicit theories to their children's language. Now come back. Information about how non-scientists' assumptions. What is non-scientist? People, parents, right? And assumptions is their theories about intelligence influence their behavior towards others. Come back. Let's read again. To better understand, I'm reading paragraph B, second line. To better understand the judgment people make, people are non-scientists, about their own and others' abilities, it is useful to learn about people's implicit theories. For example, parents, children language development will determine and all that. And if you go on, you will find further clues. Now, please come to question number 2. A reference to lack of clarity, underline lack of clarity, over the definition of intelligence. Now look here. They will tell us it is very hard to define intelligence. Read the question again. Lack of clarity over the definition of intelligence. Now, for example, what is the definition of intelligence? It is very hard to decide. Some people say intelligence is this. Some people say intelligence is that. We don't have a universal definition of intelligence. Now, go back to paragraphs A, B, C, and then tell me which paragraph is that. Okay. Paragraph A. Looked at in one way, everyone knows what intelligence is. Now, lack of clarity, focus that. Looked at in one way, everyone knows what intelligence is. Looked at in another way, no one does. No one does means lack of clarity. Sometimes if you look at it in one way, everyone knows what is intelligence. If you look at it in another way, no one knows what is intelligence. So question number 2, answer is A. Question number 1, answer is B. Now question number 3. The point that researchers' implicit and explicit theories may be very different. Now underline researchers and implicit and explicit theories. These are two types of theories. That's it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now just look for researchers' implicit and explicit theories may be very different. Very different means two entirely different theories. They think in a different way. Paragraph D for doctor. Exactly. Third, implicit theories can be useful when an investigator suspects that existing explicit theories are wrong or misleading. If an investigation of implicit theories and all that. Now, investigator. What is investigator? That is researcher. Exactly. So, the point that a researcher's implicit and explicit theories may be very different. How do we understand may be very different? Exactly. Theories are wrong or misleading. Absolutely. So for question number 3, answer is D. And you have noticed one thing, when they have questions like which paragraph contains the following information as question number 1, 2, 3, mostly answers are in paragraph A, B, C or A, B, C, D. If there are 3, 4 questions, you can just see. Because when they start IELTS reading, it starts from band 1 level. Band 1 means non-user, by the way. In IELTS, if you get number 1, it means you have no relation with English. Then band 2, band 3, band 4. So they start reading from band 2 level, then band 3, band 4, and gradually they go on. So they try to keep part 1 simple and easy. Anyways, thank you. Now get ready for something different. Saving bugs. What is bugs? Insects. Saving bugs to find new drugs. Now, what do we have in the passage? They will talk about some insects which they are going to use to make new medicine. They will make medicine. Like, have you heard? If you eat mosquitoes every day, it's good for your stomach. If you have a headache, eat some flies. You'll be fine. Okay? Yeah? No, just kidding. Don't start eating flies. The other day I saw on YouTube, they made kebabs of mosquitoes in Africa. And this is how they, protein. The protein needs of their bodies, they have got something and they just do it here and there and they collect mosquitoes. Once they collect the mosquitoes, then they mash them all and then they make those kebabs and yummy, huh? Okay. So saving bugs to find drugs. Now switch on your imagination. They will talk about some insects, how they can use those insects to make drugs. Zoologist Ross Piper. Ross Piper looks at the potential of insects in pharmaceutical research. Now we understand the scope of the passage. Once you read the topic and understand the scope of the passage, then you come to the questions. Questions 14 to 20. Reading passage 2 has 9 paragraphs. Which paragraph contains the following information? Bad day. Listen, whenever they say test was easy, test was difficult, it depends on the type of questions. If in the test you have more type B questions, test is likely to be difficult. Like for example, which paragraph contains the following 14 to 20? How many questions? 7 here, 3 in previous one, and then after that if they give you list of headings also, so that test is going to be more confusing. And if they have more sentence completion, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, and then they have multiple choice questions, table completion, that test is going to be easier. So it depends, right? Anyways, questions 21 and 22, double multiple choice questions. And questions 23 to 26, complete the summary below. So where should we start from? Summary completion. Kam as kam 4 te sahi ho jange, okay? Then we can go back and fight with other ones. Now, for summary completion, mostly questions and answers are in order. Sometimes they give you one summary, sometimes they give you 2 separate paragraphs and they are 2 summaries. If there is one summary, space, another summary, then you have to deal with them in 2 separate paragraphs. And once I solved a question type, every question was a summary. Question number 11, one summary, one summarized sentence, 12 another, 13 another. In that case, questions and answers will not be in order. But if it is one summary, then questions and answers are in order. Research at Aberystwyth University. Look for Aberystwyth University. Look for that. So the good news is you will find all the answers in paragraph Hanji. Okay? In paragraph G. So you have found the location. Now we read the questions. Now first we read the questions and then we go back. Ross Piper and fellow zoologists at this university. If the name is difficult, however you can read it. Otherwise just read AB University. AB. Right? Moving ka siddha karan di zarurat nahi. Okay? Just AB University are using their expertise in dash. Now, where are they using their expertise? It can be a subject or area. They are using their expertise in dash when understanding bioprospecting with insects. Now, let's go back. Paragraph G, my colleagues and I at AB University in the UK have developed an approach in which we use our knowledge. Our knowledge means expertise. We use our knowledge of ecology. So knowledge of ecology means expertise in ecology. Well done. Answer is ecology. Clear? All right. Now, question number 24. They are especially interested in the compounds that insects produce to overpower and preserve their. Now, look here. Their means something related to insects. And insects use that compound to overpower. Overpower means to control and to preserve their dash. Let's come back. Third line. The creatures that particularly interest us are the many insects that secrete powerful poison for subduing prey. Subduing prey and keeping it fresh. It means prey. And fresh means preserve. Keep something fresh means preserve. What will be the answer? Prey. And what does prey means? Prey means shikar. Prey. This prey is P-R-E-Y, prey. Right? So, subduing prey. What is the word for subduing? Overpower. Overpower and subdue and preserve, and for that the word is keeping it fresh. Answer is prey. Let's go on. They are also interested in compounds. They means not insects, now the researchers, Ross Piper and fellow zoologists. They are also interested in compounds which insects use to protect themselves from pathogenic bacteria and fungi found in their dash. Now listen, the clue word is pathogenic bacteria and fungi. Now pathogenic bacteria and fungi is found in their. Their means related to insects. In their dash. Same paragraph, we read the next line. There are even more insects. Found it? There are even more insects that are masters of exploiting filthy habitats such as ficus and carcasses, where they are regularly challenged by thousands of microorganisms. And then they talk about these insects have many antimicrobial compounds for dealing with this and that. Now, what should be the answer? Come back, read the question. They are also interested in compounds which insects use to protect themselves from pathogenic bacteria and fungi found in their. Where did they find it? Pieces. Okay, please read it again. Read it again. There are even more insects that are masters of exploiting filthy habitats such as faces and carcasses, where they are regularly challenged by thousands of microorganisms. Now these microorganisms are mentioned here like pathogenic bacteria and fungi. So these are found in their habitat. Absolutely. What is habitat? Habitat is a place to live for animals or insects and all that. And in the passage they have used plural word, so you will write plural word, habitats. Let's go on. Piper hopes that, question number 26. Piper hopes that these substances will be used in the development of drugs such as means answer is the name of a drug. In the development of drugs such as. Okay. Third last line, paragraph G. These insects have many antimicrobial compounds for dealing with pathogenic bacteria and fungi. Now they mentioned that, suggesting that there is certainly potential to find many compounds that can serve as or inspire new antibiotics. Now antibiotics is the drug, and such as, yeah, for such as they use the word as. So answer is antibiotics. Okay guys, now we try and solve questions 21 and 22. We call it double multiple choice questions. In double multiple choice questions, sometimes there is a paragraph that contains both options. It is very essential to read the title of the question. Let's read that. Questions 21 and 22. Choose two letters A to E. Which two of the following make insects interesting for drug research? Now underline make insects interesting for drug research. So you will not read the options and you're going to scan the paragraph that contains information about insects, insects interesting for drug research. Drug research and insects. Drug research and insects. We've already read about that. Paragraph G, and then it may be paragraph H. Okay? Insects interesting for drug research, as they talked about their habitat and this and that and all that. Okay? Now, we will not read the options. First we come to paragraph G, and then we'll come back. Over here, you have to do one thing. You have to skim read paragraph G. So I give you 20 seconds to skim read paragraph G. And by the way, you have read it already. Just quickly go through the points and develop a habit of underlining important words, important ideas, important statements. Only paragraph G. Got it? Yes, sir. Okay, now let's go through the options. Option A, huge number of individual insects in the world. And remember, in multiple choice, elimination is the best way. As you guys said, no, now your success rate is more than before. So A is not the right answer. Option B, variety of substances insects have developed to protect themselves. Have you noticed that? What is the word for protect themselves? Potential. The creatures that particularly interest us are the many insects that secretes powerful poison for subduing prey. When they subdue the prey and keep it fresh, it means they are protecting. No. Protecting themselves will be somewhere else. Yeah. Third last line. These insects have many antimicrobial compounds for dealing with pathogenic bacteria and fungi, suggesting, yeah. So variety of substances insects have developed to protect themselves. And to protect themselves means dealing with pathogenic bacteria and fungi. So the first correct answer is B. Okay, now let's go on. Probably we get the clue. Potential to extract and make use of insects' genetic codes. Underline genetic codes. Option D, similarities between different species of insects. Underline similarity, species of insects. Option E, manageable size of most insects. Size and all that. Now, if you haven't found any other clue, you found one answer, don't forcefully select another option. Now, please go through paragraph H. I want you to come to paragraph H, look for DNA codes. Paragraph H, although natural history knowledge points us in the right direction, it doesn't solve the problem associated with obtaining useful compounds from insects. Fortunately, it is now possible to snip out the stretches of the insect's DNA that carry the codes. What is DNA code? Genetic codes. Absolutely. So, the potential to extract and make use of insects' genetic code, option C. So, the second right answer is C. On your answer sheet, what will you do? 21, B, and 22, C. Or even if you write it in reverse way, it's okay, no problem. But for one question, you will write one option only. Okay? All right. Okay, now we see how to deal with which paragraph contains the following information. Questions 14 to 20. Reading passage 2 has 9 paragraphs A to I. Which paragraph contains the following information? For these questions, you have to use your scanning techniques. And if instead of scanning you start reading, these 7 questions will take 30 minutes. Because for these questions, you have to go through all the passage. And if you scan only quickly, and whenever you scan, use your pencil to scan. Don't scan without pencil like you're looking and scanning. No, you got to move your pencil quickly, here, there. Sometimes you scan straight from left to right. Sometimes you scan from right to left. Sometimes you scan the whole paragraph in a wave like this. You know, you're looking for a word, you scan the paragraph in a way. Paragraph may just go up, then come down, and this, and this, and this. And this is how you can scan. Let's see the question. Question number 14. Mention of factors. Underline factors. And there will be a couple of factors, 2, 3 factors. Driving a renewed interest, underline renewed interest, in natural medicine compounds. So, renewed interest means once again people are taking interest in what? Natural medicinal compounds. Like people are taking interest once again in natural medicine, herbal medicine and all that. Now I just give you the paragraphs, otherwise they will not give you any paragraph. A, B, C. Go through paragraph A, B, C and see which paragraph contains this information. Huh? B, where is that? A, where is that? If you say A, where is that? Okay, focus this word. One is factors, one is renewed interest, one is natural medicinal compounds. Natural medicinal compounds. All right, option B. All right, if I say it's paragraph C, how many of you agree? Come back to paragraph C, please. Third line, after full stop, with the ability to mine genomes for useful compounds, it is now evident that we have barely scratched the surface of nature's molecular diversity. This realization, together with several looming health crises such as antibiotic resistance, has put bioprospecting, the search for useful compounds in nature, firmly back on the map. Now, what is back on the map? Renewed interest. And natural medicinal compounds, for that they use the word compounds in nature. So for question number 14, answer is C. Question number 15. How recent technology, very important word, recent technology. For recent technology, they may use the word latest technology, new innovation, new use of technology and all that. How recent technological advances have made insect research easier. Now just focus, new technology, insect research easier. New technology has made it easier. Have you noticed one thing? Listen. Use your past knowledge. You know, in one paragraph, they talked about genes and DNA. And they said we can have everything about insects through their genes and through their DNA. Okay? Which paragraph is that? H. And how? Listen carefully. Although natural history knowledge points us in the right direction, it doesn't solve the problem associated with obtaining useful compounds from insects. Fortunately, it is now possible. What is this? How recent technological advances. It is now possible to snip out the stretches of the insect's DNA that carry the codes. It is now possible means have made insect research easier. So for question number 15, answer is H. Practice will make you perfect. And if you find something difficult, do it again and again and again, and you'll be fine. Question number 16. Examples of animals which use medicinal substances from nature. Listen, in one paragraph they will talk about 2-3 animals. Monkeys do this, donkeys do this, elephants do this, tigers do this. Examples of animals which use medicinal substances from nature. Paragraph A. Can you see fourth line, such as capuchin monkeys who rub themselves with toxin ozing, and then the second one is chimpanzees, right? So examples of animals. And have you noticed another thing? What is the word for examples? Such as, absolutely. So in which paragraph contains the following? If they say example, look for such as. If they say such as, look for example, instance and all that. So for question number 16, answer is A. Question number 17. Reasons why it is challenging to use insects in drug research. Look here. Whenever they say reasons, look for the word why. Why? Main reason. Why? Why it is that? Why is this? Why is that? F. Absolutely. Reasons why it is challenging to use insects in drug research. Paragraph F. Why is it that insects have received relatively little attention in bioprospecting? Firstly, now what is firstly? The first reason. Can you see then secondly? Underline secondly in the same paragraph. Underline thirdly in the same paragraph. So, what we learn from here, whenever they say reasons why, look for why and look for firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally. So the right answer for question number 17 is F. Question number 18. Reference to how interest in drug research may benefit wildlife. Reference to how interest in drug research may benefit wildlife. Like if we have interest in drug research, it can benefit wildlife. Wildlife means the animals that live in the wild. Now look for the word wildlife, animals, species of animals. Absolutely. Last paragraph, and please, I is not written, write I. In actual exam, it will not happen. Just write I. Okay, so wildlife. What is the word for wildlife? Good. If you start from third line, I sincerely believe that all species, and species are species of animals, insects, and all that. All species, however small and seemingly insignificant, have a right to exist for their own sake. If we can shine a light on the darker recess of nature's medicine cabinet, exploring the useful chemistry of the most diverse animals on the planet. So wildlife, animals, species, and all that. See, sometimes one word is enough to scan and find all that. Question number 19, a reason. Now, a reason means single reason. A reason why nature-based medicines fell out of favor for a period. Go back to paragraph ABC. A reason why nature-based medicines fell out of favor for a period. For a period means 10 years, 20 years, century and all that. Fell out of favor means nobody paid attention to them. Paragraph B, third line. Then for a while means period. This is how you find the answer. For a while means for a period. And now let's find the word for fell out of favor. Then for a while, modern pharmaceutical science moved its focus away from nature and into the laboratory. So, reason why nature-based medicine fell out of favor. And what's the reason, by the way? What is the reason that they mention here? Yeah, the main cause of this shift is that. So it means they have given the reason. And by the way, I told you the difference between reason and reasons. When they have reasons, firstly, secondly, thirdly. When they have one reason, the main cause of this shift is that. All right. Now, which question is left? 20. An example. How many examples? An example of an insect derived medicine in use at the moment. At the moment means present. Insect that we derived from an insect. So look for a paragraph with this. All right. Paragraph E for elephant. Second line. For example, Elferon, an antimicrobial compound produced by blowfly larvae. Blowfly larvae is that insect. Okay, is used, which tense? Present. And what does it mean? Is used means use at the moment. Now, for at the moment, they have used the word is. Is used means used at the moment. So, question number 20, answer is E. You know, many of you, what you guys are thinking, you are thinking, ek kalle bande da kam nahi hai. There should be 4 or 5 people. One person cannot do it. Yeah, one to read the questions, one to scan the passage, one to read the passage, and one to tell you the answer. Okay, so you must be thinking, ek kalle bande da kam nahi hai. There should be 4 or 5 people to do it all. Okay, no problem. IELTS is going to change your life. Yeah, it's not that he got married, he thought his life would change. Yes, his life changed, but upside down. Okay, yeah, what he used to be is not that. पहले अपने घर में शेर था, अब बिल्ली है. Okay, exactly. So you should take IELTS seriously. It's going to change your life. And once the life changes, even those who are not married, wife will change. Otherwise, phuphi di kudi, mamu da munda, they are waiting. Absolutely, they are waiting in the kuch nahi hona inne ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਆना है. Yeah, mentally they are engaged with you. You guys don't know. Many people are mentally engaged with you, right? And you are mentally engaged with someone, right? But actually, if you do IELTS, then that engagement will be different. How do you feel? You come back from Canada, दो छोटे-छोटे अंग्रेज आपके दाएं बाएं. Okay, meet my wife Julie. Julie is Canadian, right? And then there are 2 small children. Yeah, अंग्रेज बच्चे. So think like that. Yeah, you think local children. Local children, अब्बा मैनू कुल्फी लेके दियो. So think about अंग्रेज children. They will say, Dad, I want to eat an ice cream. Say, okay, no problem, right? Anyways, so let's go on. Passage 3. Power of play. Yeah, instead of crying, laugh. रोने की बजाय हंसें. The power of play. Now, what does it mean? Play. Play means, now we don't know. This play is TV play, or this play is playing a game. And when you read the first line, virtually every child the world over plays. Every child plays. It means they are going to talk to us about children who play. Right? So the power of play. Have you ever played when you were small? You know, children play in the streets. Children play like with dolls. Right? One of my friends, he used to play with dolls. So like that. The power of play. Questions 27 to 31. List of researchers, and you have to match them with questions. And list has more options, and questions are fewer than the options. Okay, no problem. Questions 32 to 36. Yes, no, not given. And questions 37 to 40. Complete the summary. So where should we start from? Absolutely. Never follow the order in which the questions are given. You follow your own order. That I understand summary completion, I will start from there. Secondly, yes, no, not given. And finally, kismat mein hua to. Otherwise, time finishes. And then you can guess. Right? But you need to make sure at least you get 7, 8, 9 correct answers. Okay? And don't worry, in academic reading, you only need 30 correct answers for 7 band. And those who are looking for 6 band, they only need 23 correct answers. Yeah, with 17 mistakes, you can get 6 band score and go to Canada or Australia, right? So don't worry about it. Don't think I need to get 40 by 40. आपको कौन सा 9 band चाहिए? Yeah? Something like that, okay? Okay, questions 37 to 40. Guided play. Choose one word only. Underline the word guided play. Now let's look for guided play in the passage. Guided play. Oh, one paragraph, and that contains how many answers? 4 answers. 1 or 2 paragraphs, okay? And that paragraph contains all 4 answers. Isn't it good? Yeah? Alright, now, by the way, when you do sentence completion, yes, no, not given, practice so well that you don't have mistakes here. You cannot afford to have mistakes here, right? Guided play. In the simplest form of guided play, an adult contributes to the environment in which the child is playing, okay? Alternatively, an adult can play with a child and develop the play. For instance, underline for instance, by dash the child to investigate different aspects of their game. For example, by. Now, by is important word. And by the way, listen, after by, we mostly use ing form of the verb. By helping, by creating, by going, by coming, by giving, by providing. Now let's go back. We focus the word by. Exactly. Guided play takes 2 forms. It is a very basic level. I'm reading second last paragraph. Okay, it's at a very basic level, adults can enrich the child's environment by providing objects. This is not the answer. Listen, they have already said child's environment. This is before that. Go back to the question. Don't write wrong answer in excitement. They say, yeah, they said adult can play with a child and develop the play. Now this is something else. Let's go on. So we read on, by providing objects or experiences that promote aspects of a curriculum. In the more direct form of guided play, parents or other adults can support children's play by joining in the fun. By joining in the fun, let's go on, as a co-player. Now, do they talk about co-player? They say, and develop the play, for instance, by dash the child to investigate different aspects. Focus, investigate different aspects. Let's read on. Okay, as co-player, raising thoughtful questions, commenting on children's discoveries, or encouraging further exploration. Encouraging further exploration or new facets to the child's activity. Now, what is the word for further investigation? Further exploration. That is to Investigate different aspects. So what will be the answer? No, encouraging. And I'm sorry they didn't use the word by. Okay, that was misleading. Or encouraging. Now you just have to see what is written after the blank. Right? And answer will have synonyms of that after the blank. Now for example, they use dash the child to investigate different aspects of their game. So they use the word or encouraging further exploration or new facets to the child's activity. Child's activity means game, exactly. So answer is encouraging. By the way, you're doing reading part 3 and you say part 1 kida sansi, huh? All right, let's go on. Adults can help. I'm reading question number 38. Adults, and you will always read the question from the last full stop. Adults can help children to learn through play and may make the activity rather structured, but it should still be based on the child's dash to play, something related to child, right? It should be based. Based means stem. Base and stem. Child's dash to play. Child's dash. For apostrophe s, sometimes they use of. Okay, let's go on. All right, it's the same paragraph. Although playful learning can be somewhat structured, it must also be child-centered. Play should stem from the child's own desire. Now, what happens if you write own desire? Because it's one word only. And some will write own as the right answer. Okay, this is very common. Answer is desire. Now, question number 39 and 40, they are a separate paragraph. Play without the intervention of adults gives children real, underline the word real, and for real they use the word true. Real happiness, true happiness. Let's go back. Next paragraph. Both free and guided play are essential elements in child-centered approach to playful learning. Intrinsically motivated free play provides the child with true autonomy. True autonomy means real autonomy. Exactly. Some will write true. Gives children real true. It doesn't make any sense. And remember, in fill in the blanks, wrong words will never make any sense. But you will be fine. Say, okay, it's nonsense, but it's okay. I found the answer. Answer is autonomy with adults. Okay, play can be dash at particular goals. Always remember, after can be, we use third form of the verb. So answer is going to be past form of the verb. Play can be dash at particular goals. Targeted. Well done. After true autonomy, while guided play is an avenue through which parents and educators can provide more targeted learning experiences. Now they have given 3 words. Targeted learning experiences. So some will write can be learning, can be experiences. But actually it is targeted. All right, for particular goals, they've used the word learning experiences. So is it okay? All right. Okay, guys. Now we have yes, no, not given. And by the way, I tell you, usually when you reach part 3, you are running out of time. And they announce candidates 5 minutes left. Don't forget to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. In that case, if you come across yes, no, not given, and there are 4 or 5 questions, don't say question number 32, yes. 33, no. All right. 34, not given. Why not given? Because I already used yes and no. Never guess like this. If you want to guess all yes or all true, and otherwise all false, because the ratio of not given is less than yes, no, or true, false. Now, I tell you, if you write all the answers as yes, 32 to 36, your 2 answers will be right out of 5. मेहनत करके आपके एक भी नहीं होना, okay? When you reach here, I'm sorry. sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So if you write all yes, two answers are correct. If you write all no, still two answers are correct. And if you write all not given, one answer will be correct. Okay, so in a hurry you can write all yes, 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 yes. Jithe lagda lalo sahi hai, and I'll get the bench score. Anyways, now children need toys in order to play. Look at me, look at me. If children need toys to play, answer is yes. And if children can play without toys, you know, sometimes they play with a bottle, or there is just a wrapper and they start playing with the wrapper. So if children don't need toys to play, answer is no. And if they don't tell us whether children need toys or not, answer is not given. What's the clue word? Not toy. Toys. English, you know, Canada, yeah. Toys. Children need toys in order to play. Where is it? Wow, first paragraph, second line. Okay, so first paragraph, second sentence. The drive to play is so intense that children will do so in any circumstances. For instance, when they have no real toys. So children need toys to play? No. Answer is no. Absolutely. Question number 32. Answer is no. Yeah. There is another technique. दो तीन ध्यान ना कर लो, बाकी सारे yes और बाकी सारे no. All right. Question number 33. It is a mistake. Underline mistake. It is a mistake to treat play and learning. Now underline treat play and learning as separate types of activities. Now look here. If we say play and learning, they are separate type of activities, it's a mistake. Now if it is a mistake to treat play and learning separate, it's true. It's yes actually. And if treating play and learning separate is not a mistake, it is actually the right thing, then it is no. And if they don't tell us anything about it, then it is not given. Now, you know what are they doing at school, kindergarten? They teach children by the games. They make them play and they learn. Okay, so let's go on. It's the third paragraph, second paragraph, where? It's the second paragraph. Okay, mistake. They use the word false. Right? Okay, now let's read this carefully before we decide yes, no or not given. Everyone please come to second paragraph and we read it from third last line. I'm looking for this. Yeah, let's read it from third line after full stop, after 2008. Under pressure of rising academic standards. Found it? Play is being replaced by test preparation in kindergartens and grade schools, and parents who aim to give their preschoolers a leg up are led to believe that flashcards and educational toys are the path to success. Educational toys, flashcards and educational toys. Let's read on. Our society has created a false dichotomy between play and learning. Our society has created a false dichotomy. It is a mistake. Our society has created a false to treat play and learning as separate types of activities. False dichotomy between play and learning. So it's a mistake to treat play and learning as a separate types of activities. Answer is yes, absolutely. Question number 34. Play helps children to develop their artistic talents. Underline the word artistic talents and all that. Third paragraph. Third paragraph. They don't have the word artistic talent, but let's see. Play helps children to develop their artistic talents. So third paragraph. Through play. Yeah. Through play is actually the clue word here. For through play, they use the word play helps children. Children learn to regulate their behavior, lay the foundations for later learning in science and mathematics, figure out the complex negotiations of social relationships, build a repertoire of creative problem-solving skills, and so much more. Have they mentioned play helps children to develop artistic talents? No. Artistic talents, they have not said anything about it, that play helps children to develop their artistic talent. That is why answer is not given. Question number 35. Researchers have agreed on a definition of, and you know it. If researchers have agreed on one universal definition of play, answer is yes. If they have different definitions and they don't agree, according to some researchers play is this and others play is that, then it is no. And if they don't tell us whether they agree or they disagree, then it is not given. So it's the fourth paragraph. Full consensus on a formal definition of play continues to elude the researchers and theorists who study it. Definitions range from discrete descriptions of variation types of play. Now, what's the question? Researchers have agreed. Definitions range from. It means they don't agree. Answer is no. Try to understand. Researchers have agreed. In the passage they say definitions range from this and that. It means researchers don't agree on one single definition of play. Question number 36. Work and play differ in terms of whether or not they have a target. So, work and play differ. If they differ in terms of whether or not they have a target. Alright, please come to fourth last paragraph. Work and play differ in terms of whether or not they have a target. Alright, from the perspective of a continuum, play can thus blend with other motives and attitudes that are less playful, such as work. Unlike play, work is typically not viewed as enjoyable and it is extrinsically motivated. That is, it is goal oriented. Now come back. Work is goal oriented. Goal oriented means it has a target. Work has a target and play is not goal oriented. So work and play differ in terms of whether or not they have a target. Yes, because work is goal oriented and play is not goal oriented. So work and play differ in terms of, and for goal oriented they have used the word whether or not they have a target. 36, answer is yes. Now let's go on. We've got questions 27 to 31. Alright, 27 to 31. Okay, now there are two ways of doing it. One way is that you go back and underline list of researchers. Elkind, Miller and Almond. Can you find Elkind?
Yes, sir.
Where is it? Second paragraph. Yeah, Elkind 2008. After that, underline Miller and Almond. Good, underline it. After that, Robin et al. Yeah, it's the same fourth paragraph. And then some part, yeah, and they are repeating it. The confusing thing is they are repeating it. They are repeating the names. But anyways, you underline. These are the locations where you have to search for the answers. Okay, then Stewart Brown. Can you see Stewart Brown? Stewart Brown. Okay, underline that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stewart Brown, underline that as well. After that, Pellegrini. Okay, underline that also. Pellegrini. John Goodman. Goodman or Goodman? John Goodman. Found it?
Yes.
Underline that. You can either underline or you can encircle. Right? John Goodman. And Hirsch, Pesek et al. Paragraph? Yeah. Now listen, wherever you have encircled or underlined these names, these are the locations where you will find the answers. Okay, now I tell you, if you go through these locations one by one, you will be confused. You will read one, then come back to the question, then you will read another, you come back to the questions. The best way is to read at least a couple of questions or to read all the questions, and then gradually you can go back and see where these options are. Let's see. Question number 27. Play can be divided into a number of separate categories. Now just look for, and you are already familiar with the passage now. So number of separate categories means play has got various types. Play can be divided into a number of separate categories. Who said that? Look for it first. Look for it. Yes, it's the fourth paragraph. Fourth paragraph, second line. Definitions range from discrete descriptions of various types of play, such as physical, construction, language, or symbolic play. And then there is bracket Miller and Allman. Right? So Miller and Allman. Which option is that? Option B. Question number 27. Answer is B. And by the way, one option can be used twice. And there will be few options which you will not use because there are only 5 questions and there are 7 options. So there are some which you will not use. Question number 27, answer is B. Question number 28. Adults' intended goals, underline adults' intended goals, affect how they play with children. Adults' intended goals. Intended goals mean what they have in their mind. The targets that they have in mind affect how they play with children. Now go back and scan. Adults' intended goals affect how they play with children. Option G. And where is the location? Hirsch. Paragraph? Third last paragraph. Well done. Adults' intended goals affect how they play with children. It's the third last paragraph where they say critically recent research supports the idea that adults can facilitate children's learning while maintaining a playful approach in interactions known as guided play. That is said by Fisher. But read on. The adult's role in play varies as a function of their educational goals and the children's developmental level. So, adults' intended goals affect how they play with children. For that, they use the word adults' role in play varies. Adults' role in play varies means adults' intended goals affect how they play with children. How they play with children means adults' role in play varies as a function of their educational goals. Question number 28. Answer is G. Hirsch, Pasek et al. Now, come to question number 29. Combining work with play may be the best way for children to learn. Combining work with play may be the best way for children to learn. Work and play. Which paragraph is it? Fourth last paragraph. Fourth last paragraph. And there we have the statement of John Goodman. Okay, combining work with play. Can you see in the third last line? Okay, let's read fourth last paragraph, fourth last line. For example, मिल गया सबको? For example, a child may be engaged in a difficult goal-directed activity set up by their teacher, but they may still be actively engaged and intrinsically motivated. At this midpoint between play and work, the child's motivation coupled with guidance from an adult can create robust opportunities for playful learning. Playful learning means it's basically learning and playing together. So, we've got question 29, combining work with play. Now, what is the word for combining work with play? Playful learning may be the best way for children to learn, and that is said by John Goodman, option F. Question number 30. Certain elements of play are more significant than others. Certain elements of play, focus that. Certain elements of play are more significant than others. Certain elements of play are more significant than others. All right, option E, Pellegrin. Now please come to second paragraph on second page. Second paragraph on second page, and we read it from second line. Robin and colleagues did not assign greater weight to any one dimension in determining playfulness. However, other researchers have suggested that, now read this carefully, process orientation and a lack of obvious functional purpose may be the most important aspects of play. Yeah, may be the most important aspects of play. What does it mean? Certain elements of play are more significant than others. So what is the word for certain elements? Lack of obvious functional purpose. And before that they said process orientation. Now process orientation and lack of obvious functional purpose, they are certain elements of play. And for more significant, what is the word? Most important aspects of play. For question number 30, answer is E, Pellegrini. Question number 31. Activities can be classified on a scale of playfulness. Scale of playfulness, activities can be classified. Activities can be classified on a scale of playfulness. All right, yes, it is C. Title page, second last paragraph. Title page, second last paragraph, second last line. Often play is defined. Found it? Okay, often play is defined along a continuum as more or less playful using the following set of behavioral and dispositional criteria. More or less playful. Now, more or less playful means scale of playfulness. You know, you say on the scale of 1 to 10. So, scale of playfulness, more or less playful. And this is said by Rubin et al. And Rubin et al. Is option C. Question number 31. Answer is C. Yes.